Getting ready to send your child off to kindergarten for the first time can be scary for any parent. After all, starting kindergarten is a big deal. Now add food allergies and/or asthma into that, and boy, can your anxiety skyrocket. 1 in 10 children have a diagnosis of asthma. 1 in 12 children have life-threatening allergies. That's approximately 2 children per class. Hi, I'm Amanda Eisen, and I'm an allergy and asthma mom, and today I'm going to share some tips on preparing for kindergarten. I'm going to talk about 3 main areas: getting educated, preparing early, and creating a plan. It's very important to educate yourself. Talk to your doctors about what is needed to keep your child safe at school. This should help to set the stage. Depending on your situation, you may want to consider having an alternative school as a plan B. I always say, hope for the best and plan for the worst, so don't wait till that last minute to have your plan B. Do your research. The Allergy and Asthma Network has a tremendous amount of resources available at your disposal. Remember, knowledge is power. So the more knowledgeable you are, the more likely you are to be successful at what you need accomplished. Prepare early. Get all of your documentations from your doctors. Set up a meeting with your school, for which you may want to consider sharing your story with them. Whether your child has had a minor reaction or an anaphylactic episode, sharing your story can help the school determine what is necessary to keep your child safe. I also think there's something to be said for a parent sharing their personal story. I think that it helps the school relate to your situation. Understand what policies and procedures the school already has in place for allergies and asthma. This will help you to determine if there's anything additional that's needed to keep your child safe. Approach this meeting with a positive attitude. Establishing a good rapport with your school team is very important because these are the people that are responsible for keeping your child safe. Now, keep in mind, they have an entire school of children to consider. So by preparing early, you're also giving them a little extra time to devote to what your child needs. So then you're ready to create a plan with your school team based on what you've learned at your initial meetings. Now, whether your school has done this numerous times before or this is their first time experiencing a situation like yours, you are your child's best advocate. So being actively involved in this entire process is essential. In my experience, walking through the day in the life of a kindergartner was very helpful to make sure that we had the right procedures in place to keep our daughter safe throughout the entire day. This plan should be in writing. Written accommodations help to ensure that the entire staff understands what is expected. So an example of this would be having a 504 plan. Even though the school may have accommodations in place already for allergies and asthma, you can't assume that they have all the right accommodations for your situation. So advocating that the staff is educated, trained, and able to carry out both the daily and emergency procedures will help to ensure safety. Now, some additional things that you may want to consider when you're creating this plan is creating an allergen-free classroom, creating a safe snack list, creating a communication plan to help make sure that the parents and the students are made aware of the situation at the right time and in the right ways. Determining where your child's emergency medications are going to be kept at school, as well as how many sets of emergency medications you should have at school. Throughout this process, you may also want to remember that you want to create an inclusive environment so that way your child doesn't feel any different or left out. So I hope these tips were helpful as you transition into kindergarten. Just remember, the key to a successful transition into kindergarten is being educated, lots of planning, and creating a partnership with your school. This partnership is going to enable you to work cooperatively as a team throughout the entire year.